If you're judging a tuition provider over a single trial class, you're setting yourself up to fail. You wouldn't quit the gym after one session just because you didn't see abs, right? Then why do we treat education any differently? In this video, I'll explain why trial classes are misleading and ineffective and why serious students need something better. We don't offer trial classes, and no, it's not because we're afraid that you won't like the classes. It's because we're serious about real progress and not short-term impressions. The truth is, a single lesson doesn't show anything meaningful. It takes time for students to settle in, get used to the teaching format, and for them to build a rapport with the tutor. One class can feel awkward or off simply because it's new. This doesn't mean it's not going to work. Even the most confident students can take time to adjust to a new tutor or a new class format. It can take 2 to 3 lessons just to get comfortable. And this is completely normal, but if you're going to judge based on day one, then you're going to miss out on all the progress that follows. That's why we always say, don't base your decision off one class, but give it a bit of time. A trial should be a short-term experience, not just a one-off performance. And it's important to note that we cannot just put a student into a random class. We have to do an assessment first to see what your child actually needs help with before even working with them. A lot of parents come to us and just say we want to try a class, but how do we even know what class is right for them? Other parents will just say put my child into a random class just so they can see how it is. However, this class might be too easy or too hard for them, and it's not going to be a positive experience for you. And we also cannot put your child midway through a class because they would have missed a lot of the content that's already been covered. So when they join this class on a one-off basis, they'll be confused because they've missed so much content, and then they'll conclude that they don't like the tutoring. Trial classes also make it difficult for teachers to adjust to new students because it's just a one-off lesson, and we all know it takes time for teachers to build a rapport with a student. And this is why one-off trial classes are misleading. They're unfair on both the student and the teacher. Let's be honest, people who hop from one trial to another are usually just shopping around. And they're not serious. They want a quick freebie and not a long-term solution. We work with families who want serious results, and this means we need some level of commitment. We're not asking for years of commitment, just a few weeks so we can properly assess your child and see what they actually need help with. If you're not ready to commit even to that, then you're probably not ready to take tuition seriously. And that's okay, but we're not the provider for you. Now, I hope you understand why trial class is useless, but let me give you some guidance on how to find the right provider. Now, firstly, I would recommend just starting with one subject. This way you're not overwhelmed and you can actually focus on seeing whether the teaching is effective. There's no point in doing loads of subjects in one go because then you'll be overwhelmed with different classes and different teachers and you won't know what you like. So start with one subject and add more subjects when you know it's a good fit. This way it's less commitment for you and then you can gradually increase. And secondly, I would recommend giving it at least 3 to 4 weeks. This way you can actually see proper structure, progress, and consistency. Unlike other providers, we don't ask you to sign long-term contracts which are 3 months, 6 months, or even a year. You pay monthly and you're free to leave, but people don't because it actually works. We believe in earning your trust and not trapping you into a contract. And the fact that thousands of our students stay long-term says more than any trial class could ever. Trial classes are for those students who are browsing, and we're looking for students who are building. So skip the one-off classes, give it a few weeks, start with one subject and see if it works. And when it does, build from there. If you're a parent who's serious about results and not just freebies, then we would love to work with you. Click the link in the description to see how we work at Mobile Tutors, and let's start moving forwards properly.